I'm used to hearing it's a matter of time before anything I'm up before is sure to be mine. And I do believe it, and no heart can to receive it as I keep these words in my mind each and every time. Just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows, but who really knows? Who knows, but who really knows? Death sneaks upon you like a thief in the night. Since we're not sure if it's a robber, we gotta live right, though we might get distracted by the things in our sight. We can't go blindly when we enter the light. Before we enter the light, just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows, but who really knows? Who knows, but who really knows? I'm feeling this aura.
Say she want the farmer man. Yeah, man, I thought it's a representative. Me, I said check me up on the overall settings. This.
Yeah, you know it's your boy Jack and straight out of Canada. And overall setting.
Yo, this is the girl Joey Brooks, and I'll be on Overall Settings podcast.
I represent for Overall Podcast. You know, Overall Settings Podcast. See?
Watch me the queen get the president. I know I represent for Overall Settings that develop the resident.
I will be on Overall Settings. And the Overall Settings Podcast.
People, you know it's the Overall Settings podcast.
Overall Settings give thanks every day.
Overall Settings. Overall Settings Podcast.
I will be live on Overall Settings.
Overall Settings.
Pow, 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 pow. Way ho. Pow, 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 pow. Not because you're over there and I'm here, I'm with you. My heart, my soul, my love lies, you burn deep within, and my heart is with you, and my soul is with you, and the love we have goes on and on, yeah.
Yeah, Put your body on me, I love the way it feels. Don't stop doing what you do. Sexual healing is what I need. Hit me up, round and round, riding like a pony. Put me down to the ground, baby, put it on me now. I love the way it feels when he put his body next to mine. I love the way it feels when he look at me and smile. I wanna show the world just how love can shine. I'm giving him the best of me. He's always in my fantasies. My fantasies. My fantasies. Yeah. Give it all you got. I don't want you to stop. Got me begging, begging, please. Baby, don't ever leave. Leave me up. Round and round, riding like a pony. Put me down to the ground. Put it on me now. I love the way it feels when he put his body next to mine. I love the way it feels when he look at me and smile. I wanna show the world just how love can shine. I'm giving him the best of me. He's always in my fantasy. Fling it on the left, come and fling it on the right. Cause I know what you wanna put in, I'm gonna put it on tonight. Give it to me right, you know exactly what I like. Body over it, I know my temperature arise. X-rated, this in PG-13. When we back it up, why just put it on me? It's too bad, you got me weak. Why me not like you really want to do it? take it slow now, baby, take control. I want you to please me, my body and soul. My love is here to stay, hope you're here to stay. Don't play no games, don't play no games with me. Love the way it feels when he put his body next to mine. Love the way it feels when he look at me and smile. I wanna show the world just how love can shine. I'm giving him the best of me. He's always in my fantasies, my fantasies, yeah. Spring that body next to me.
Oh, brother. You hear them voice, my voice kind of sound one little weird there. Like, me kind of all impress myself. Me not like you. Big up everybody with up on the live right now for real. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to another episode of Overall Settings, the podcast that differs, where we always highlight the icons of yesteryear, who chop the bush for the current icons of today, who set the stage for the future icons of tomorrow. But one of the things and where we pride ourselves on over Yasso is for always highlight the who?
Diamonds in the roof.
And you know, woman always say, diamonds are forever.
Diamonds is a lady's
and
best
tonight,
friend. Remember, you know,
diamonds are a lady's best friend.
Them
yes.
say, like the man, them say dog are them for them best
Yeah,
friend. The ladies, them say diamonds are for them best friend.
I mean,
but you know, the diamonds can't react or nothing or nothing. You tell a dog sit, sit. A dog, you know.
Well, on man. And right, you know, she have a song where I go on bad in a place with one of the. Remember, you know, me say icon. Me say icons of yesteryear. Me say the current icons of today. Me talk about the future icons of tomorrow. Me talk about the diamonds in the rough. And she align herself with one of the icons of yesteryear, Mr. Easy.
Wow.
Them. When you talk about it's a rhinestone cowboy, you know when you talk about. She drive me crazy on and on. When you talk about one of them bad songs, when you talk, a little boy diss me the other day. Yeah, when you talk about
that not normal.
So
that is not normal.
Like brother, me know Mr. Easy from me a little youth, and me had the song from them time till now. And yes, we did have the opportunity to have him over here, but we can say me do a song with Mr. Easy. Me cannot say that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of artists who I'm sure would have loved to align themselves with Mr. Easy and just couldn't do it.
That's why
for one reason or another.
Normal.
So, can you know them man there? Right. You know them man there were icon in the business. Them not do song. Them not do song with anybody.
Up.
You know what I'm saying to you? The man them where the song. From them time till now, we don't have them name. They don't want nobody draw down them something. So them not just jump on a song with any and everybody. You know what I mean? So for you can capture the attention of the likes of a Mr. Easy, you know what I mean, is accomplishment within itself. You know what I say? You know what I mean? So you really have to do your work and I put in your work. We can definitely, you know, solidify a song with the likes of Mr. Easy, an icon of the business. You know what I'm saying? So before we bring on this particular artist, we're going to drop the back song there, and then we are going to bring on our artist tonight, our special guest, Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds are a woman's best friend. Miss Natesha. But in the meantime, between time, we're gonna drop the bad song.
Bad song.
When at Boy featuring Mr. Easy and Natesha. And we're going to drop it right now as we speak.
Natesha, we have something to teach you.
Like I do work on them, couldn't manage it. Come and tell me how much you need me badly. I'm say I want to step on it for your tree.
Natesha, we have something to teach you.
Like I do work on them, couldn't manage it. Come and tell me how much you need me badly. I'm say I want to step on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, why run go take a shower? A long time I did a eyes you. I know you did a eyes me too. But from the day you feel it, you just get dismissed. Coming up on your distress. Come miss enough point out that them are going like them hot. Can't do the work, then get dropped back past spot. Need the money in my life to do the work right. Get in one night and I fight you a fight. Boy, get the work and they couldn't manage it. You come and tell me how much you need me badly. But me say I'm going to step on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, why run go take a shower?
True, you never book a yard man like me. Make you a run off your mouth like this. Will you tell me hold you in a unity? Then you a go find out how it decides me. Sorry about your past experience. So boy, I talk up them out when no say them a weak fence. The girl can't laugh off of me on the end. Before that, me stone up and use me ginseng.
Boy, get the work and you couldn't manage it. You come and tell me how much you need me badly. But me say I'm going to step on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, why run go take a shower? All you are talking will never be enough. Never really had it in you. From the day you feel it, till you ever get dismissed. You were never worth the time. So you never talk some more. Never met a guy like you. Made a fool of yourself. You weren't even a size 2. No point out to them, I want like them on. Can't do the work, then get your back past man. Need the money in my life, to do the work right. Get to one night, and I fight, you fight. Boy, get the work and you couldn't manage it. You come and tell me how much you need me badly. But me say, I'm going to step on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, why run, go take a shower? Him no. Boy, get the work and you couldn't manage it. Yeah. Come and tell me how much you need me badly. But me say, I'm going to step on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, why run, go take a shower? Boy, get the work and you couldn't manage it. They go and tell me how much you need me badly. But me say I want to step on it for your 3 hours.
Me nah gonna lie still. I think every man at some point in them life have been in that position where them find a girl where them can't manage. Nah, I mean, because you know, remember say everybody compatible, you know. You know, man say, so if you are 10 out of 10, big up yourself. But I know there has been some situation where, you know, you can't really stand up to the challenge.
That's reality.
You might have to do a repeat or...
It's reality. It's reality.
You know what I'm saying? Are the expectations, you know, when the girl it have, or when you even it have, you know what I mean? Like you run down a captive for a while, and then you go to room ram and finally get through, and it don't work out. So it's like it go two way. It's a two-way street when it comes to that.
Yeah, reality.
You know, man,
reality,
you know what I mean? Bad song nonetheless. You know, we love the reality over here, you know what I mean? And that is definitely reality. You know what I mean? So man and run down the work and
Mm-hmm.
like
Run it down and pop down.
Shabba have a song from them time until where matter about some girl are other people here they no want no money. Other people here they no woman need money for buy your necessary. Master, so it's like at the end of the day, you already know the ships. Anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, as me told you already, this is Overall Settings, the podcast that differs, and we're here tonight with our special guest, Natesha. Wafigwan!
Hey guys!
Where you at?
What's up? What's up?
Big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Welcome to Overall Settings. We appreciate
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man.
That you took your time out on a Sunday night.
Yeah, man. Big Sunday, and you could have
evening to,
Big Sunday, you could have there anywhere in our world.
All right,
you know what I mean?
And,
I entertain your significant other. You know what I mean? Your family, children, whosoever you have in your life where occupy your time most of the time. You know what I mean? Your fans, them, whoever, you could have been with them doing whatever you felt like to do. And for you to take the time out and forward over here with us, we appreciate that. And we really, love the fact that you would take the time out and spend with us. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thanks so much for having me.
What we like to do over here still, you know what I mean? We not really we can't focus on the song, yes, song body. We can focus on, the works them where you put forth, but we like to liken this to this being a part of your legacy. We want to get the most in-depth reasoning that we possibly can, because we know that once the wheels get to turning and you venture out and spread the wings and do what you do, the average person, them either not go show no interest in what happened in the past, you know what I mean? Or them just more or less go focus on what go on for that particular time in your life.
Remember, we don't do interview, we do reasoning.
We reason. You know what I mean? So we want
to get comfortable and get ready for reason.
We want to get our people what you call it, a leg up on everybody else and can say, yo, when them talk about a girl that have #1 song on Billboard and she had do this with Rihanna and she had do that with this one. We want people to can Google or YouTube search or do whatever and look back and see where it all come from. Because like me say, when you think up and running, nobody not gonna really have the time, or some people even not gonna have the interest in our go on until it reach at this point. You know what I mean? So we like to go back as far as we possibly can. You know what I mean? From your run up and down in a nappy, either be there, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? We want to talk about them something there, and then we gradually move up to, where we are now. And then ultimately we end it on what your aspirations are for the future. You get it?
Cool.
All right. So, from as far back as you can remember, prior to when even music became your primary focus, tell us something about Natesha.
Well, Natesha, I don't know. Everything was just surrounded with music, to be honest with you. Like, it started from sitting on my granddad's lap while he would play his guitar and I would like sing or whatever the case is. So everything is just music. On both sides of my family it's music. So yeah, so other than that, it's like, playing netball, running tracks, and entering competitions, singing in churches and schools and so forth.
So which parish were do you originate from originally?
St. James.
Okay. St. James. The community.
Correct.
Okay. So basically, grandfather, was it like a professional thing for him? Or...
Oh yes, professional. He used to sing, he used to perform at Half Moon Hotel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he literally made drums from goat skin from scratch.
Oh, wow.
And I watched him do it. Yeah, so he was like genius.
So they say we drop off a head fall and shoulder. So at the end of the day, you couldn't get around it.
No, could not.
It's an in-band concept.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. I always like to say music chose me. I didn't choose it, you know.
Yeah, and that's what we like to say over here. So we're already there
Yeah.
on the same page. You know what I mean? So what was your earliest memory of like you sitting in your granddad's lap? Like what we're talking about, like 3, 4, 5 maybe?
Before you answer that question, what was
Mm.
your granddad's name? Just
Selvin. Selvin what? Yeah.
so was he somebody that did music for a living? Did he put out music or
He
anything like that?
no, he didn't put out music. He used to just make the drums and he used to sell them.
Okay.
And he also played them and he played the guitar. And then he was playing at Half Moon Hotel.
Mm.
Okay.
So that was like his thing. The people would go there to see him, like, you know, those
Wow.
hotel vibes.
So it was the guitar player in a band?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Yes, guitar player and also drums.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So what was that like for you as as at the earliest age you can remember you being around your granddad, involving in music?
I feel like that was about, I want to say like maybe 7, 8.
Mm.
I want to say, yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And
Yeah, pretty young.
basically right. So basically right there, was that when the music started to tap you upon your shoulder, or was it like further down the line before the music the kind of
I
start?
would say further down, but I more so love chilling with my granddad at that time. He was
Mm.
like my favorite person. Like he still is, even though he had passed on, you know, rest in peace.
Right.
But other than that, like I would say it started when my dad used to chill with me. Like we would sit on the steps and stuff on the veranda and vibe, all the vibe like we're doing right now. And we
Mm-hmm.
used to like sing because my dad sings too and stuff. So that's where it really, you know, started kicking. Like, okay, I want to do this thing. You know, I want to be
Mm.
like my dad. Like I started feeling like I want to be an entertainer like him because he actually did music like as for a living.
Oh wow.
Mm. So from your granddad to your dad now,
Yes.
what was your dad doing as far as music? Because you say your granddad was, making the drums
So
and
my
your father.
granddad was from my mother's side, and then my dad, obviously. So two sides of the family is
Okay.
surrounded by music.
Mhm. So what was your dad doing at an
My dad
early
was
age?
he was a singer. He used to sing.
Okay.
From what I
Uh,
remember.
as far as singing, what did he do? Was he like a professional singer that put out music, or
Oh yes, he was a professional singer that put out music. Yeah. I don't
and
know if you guys have heard of him before, but you know, up up and coming artist or whatever the case is, yeah.
what's the name?
I don't know if you heard of Commissioner D before.
I think I've commissioner. Yeah, definitely. I think
Yeah.
I've heard a name like that. What was his so probably at about what, maybe early 90s, late 80s, them time there.
90s, yeah, somewhere around that
Mhm.
early two in the
Okay.
2000s, you know.
So basically you kind of granddad, you love chilling out with him. You were within the music. Father know I do music as well. So you kind of sandwich in between it.
But yo, she bless,
Yeah.
bless
Yes,
Yeah,
get
on
it
thank
both
honestly.
sides,
you.
So
on
get it
both sides.
honestly.
So
So
you couldn't run from it.
when did
No.
so like you said, you seen your dad singing. You said you wanted to be an entertainer. What was one of the first things? Cause normally when you embark on him journey there, it usually starts within your immediate circle. You know what I mean? So you would have had to had let somebody like your best friend, cousin, brother, sister, even your daddy or your grandfather know that you want to do this. So like what was your approach to answering the call?
At your
My
earliest moment,
my approach was my approach was singing on my uncle's sound, Liquor Force. So whenever
Yeah,
he
stick
would,
up in, stick up in, stick up in. You see how she just
you
nonchalant.
see, you see what I'm talking about? Like
So
everybody.
daddy was, so granddaddy was the guitar, the drum.
I tell you,
You know,
everybody in my
so
family. Now you're
father
getting
was
the
a
point.
singer. No
uh,
uncle on a
uncle,
sound. So she
you
can't
like you
escape.
can't escape.
She can't escape.
Yeah, so my uncle had his son, and of course, at the end of the night when the party is like the son is about to and everybody wants to touch the mic, so everybody was like waiting for Lucky because they used to call me Lucky growing up. So they were like, "Look, come sing." And every night I just look forward to that because we're always playing something.
So how old were you at that time?
I was about 11 years old. Yeah,
Wow.
around 11,
I,
10,
hold
11. Yeah.
on. I old Mike and I sing for song.
Yeah, sing
11
song
year old.
and I
What
make some killer sounds clash and we did it in a competition and stuff like that.
give one of the songs we used to sing back them time though.
Hold on, let me see if I can remember. I think it was a Sean Paul. I don't know if I remember. It was a Sean Paul song and I remixed it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. What is it? I can't think of it right now. Oh my gosh, you guys caught me off guard with this one. You guys have to take me back for that one. That was too long ago. But it was a Sean Paul, I remember. It was a Sean Paul, and I just remixed the lyrics. So you show it dub and you just call it Divi Divi Song Boy and blah blah blah,
Right. So very early on, at the age of 11, even though it was the basis of the song that you were singing was derived from a song that was already established, you still had to have the knowledge of creating your own rendition of that song.
Right. And not only that, the confidence.
Yeah, writing the beat too. That was a thing too.
Yeah.
And performing in front of a crowd of people because they
whole community.
Yeah. So
what was that like for you?
It was very nice. I loved it because everybody was just as excited as I am. They're like, "Oh, look, you're lucky the mic. Touch the mic." So they were anticipating me touching the mic, and I'm always delivering. Always throwing some songs and singing and DJing and whatever the case is.
So I mean, your father as a singer, I know a lot of children that decide to embark on a music career. Them most of them parents kind of universally tell them, say, yo, a school first, and even we have Davil over here. I remember said Davil father, a big artist, Jat Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
You know me I say, you have other people, Taurus Riley, father, Jimmy Riley, obviously Bob Marley. Even when Bob Marley are doing thing, him never necessarily a market Ziggy them as artists. You know what I mean? So what was your father's thoughts, as him being an artist, who decided to embark on your journey? Was he supportive? Did he give you any pointers? Did he kind of like try to deter you from doing it? Like, what was his approach to you?
And before you get to that point, how early did you decide you wanted to take up the music industry?
She said 11.
No, she said she was doing it at 11, but to get really serious about it.
Around 16 years old, I would say, yeah. Around 16, in my early teens. Because I would enter competition and I used to sing for the competition. That would be my talent segment.
But you see how you fast forward, we still at about Lucky. You reach Natesha yet. So what was your dad's like?
He was very supportive. We used to sing. Like we would sit on the stairs and just DJing and stuff
have
like
no choice, brother.
All a vibe, And my mom was very supportive too, very, very supportive.
She never have no choice.
So you kinda did get a head start, you know what I mean? Because like most people, so that's beautiful then. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So even with probably even if mom and dad never supportive, remember say our uncle owned the son. So it's like granddaddy.
Yeah.
So it's like
no choice.
Yeah, and them would have did old number anyway. God, grandfather would have take the man. Uncle would have take the man. If uncle have your mic for sing for field sound, then you already know say it thing na man.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Set in stone.
So, fast forward to 16 now, you say you decide to take the thing serious. In a what kind of way? Like what was your next move beyond, just singing by your uncle's son, singing to daddy and singing to the family members and the people them in your community? What was like when you did decide say, oh, you're gonna bring it on an even bigger scale? What were the channels that you had to go through in order to do that?
Well, I started writing really crazy. I've been one. I started writing earlier than 16 years old, but once I started like getting into it, I started writing like really crazy. Like every single day, I would write. Even at school, sometimes in class, I would be writing songs and singing with my friends in there too as well. So it's really it was a dream for me. Once I started recording as well, I was going to recording studios to record songs and getting ready to put them out and stuff like that. You know, I was working with this producer called Mantis at the time. And I used to go to a studio and write my songs and record my songs, and I was like, okay, waiting for them to be released and stuff like that. You know, it was a vibe. Yeah.
So
At what age was that though? I mean, when you really started
That in
writing?
my teenage years, like same age, around 16 years
16.
old.
So
Yeah.
what was it like writing? I mean, what kind of songs were you writing at that?
I was writing love songs. Even my mom was like, they asked me to sing one time and I was crying when I was singing, and she was like, why are you crying? Because she couldn't understand what this little girl was crying. But I used to get so shy sometimes, and I would just cry when the song was emotional, even
Mm.
though I wouldn't be able to relate to it. But I was just crying but I got over that fear, and I was like,
who were some of your outside of granddad, daddy, and obviously your uncle, who were some of your your earlier inspirations? Like, who were some of the people that you listened to and
Mhm.
aspire to be like?
Around that time.
Tony Braxton. She was my
Mm,
favorite artist.
mm,
Yeah, I wanted to be like Tony Braxton. I love listening to Bob Marley,
mm,
and I honestly do. I love listening to Mr. Easy and Sean Paul. I
mhm.
don't know. I have a kind of gangster thing about my style, and I'm always like a little Sean Paul always come out. Like give me the light.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
you know. So yeah, all those are the things.
Everybody that you mentioned is definitely a good
Yeah,
example, and
they made a good influence on
and
me too. Yeah.
a positive influence in our music. All of them, very successful. You know, um. So, what do you think was like one of the first songs that you ever wrote personally? I mean, outside of the song where you can't remember where you the
Mm, mm,
gauge,
mm,
matter
mm,
about your
mm,
own a
mm,
melody, your
mm,
own a concept where just come out of your mind.
Hold on there, hold on, hold on,
Even if
hold
I'm
on,
not,
hold on now, man.
mm,
Before we even go this, so
yeah.
I mean, at 16, where you kind of start broke out of your shell now, were you doing any like? Cause we don't know, say from your 11, yeah, whole mic and the dance all and them thing there, and what when you 16 now, what you doing in like community shows, or if you try get out of your element, yeah, me there.
Yes, I was doing a lot of competition. Like I said, I was singing in hotels too. I used
Oh,
to sing at the Wyndham Hotel every single Thursday night. That
oh,
was
At
my show. Yeah,
oh.
at
every
16,
Thursday night.
at 16.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, and my mom, which is why I said she's the greatest supporter. She was there with me the whole time. She was there when to take me to the show, and then when it was done, make sure that I got home safely.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
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 So from there now your growth went to what? Studio?
started going to the studios, writing a lot more, and daydreaming a lot more about taking over, being a big superstar. Like we always, every artist wants to be. You know.
Mm. So what was it like now going to the studio now? What was that like for you taking that
Right
next step?
now, you mean like right now?
No, from at 16 when it went to the next level.
Oh, going to the studio was like the dream is gonna become a reality. That's exactly how it feels. You started anticipating, and you can't wait for everybody to hear your song, because you know that you put out some good stuff and you have some good lyrics that you want to share with the world. And like I said, my influencers, Sean Paul, Mr. Easy, and all those people that I mentioned before, they influenced me so much. I knew people was gonna love the songs because I was like writing to be like them, like
Mm,
Mm.
giving my feeling about it too as well.
mm, mm.
No, but as a 16-year-old now, how did that feel to you, and how did that, you know, not any ordinary 16-year-old has that opportunity. how did that feel to you? How did that make you feel?
I felt really good. I felt really, really good. I felt happy. I was confident about myself, and I was just really happy, and I just couldn't wait to manifest my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Medea said, before I was so rudely, Natesha, you there?
I don't see you guys.
Okay,
Okay,
there
yeah, we
you
see
go.
you now. No,
Yeah. So
as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by this brother over here, so with the Napoleon complex. um, like, what was one of the first songs that you recorded? If you can remember it.
But my question led right up to what you're saying
No,
now.
but me didn't
what
see
was
what
this?
me did say. Mm-hmm.
I
That's what
think it
we're
was
saying.
a song called Confidence. I'm trying to remember the
Confidence.
lyrics. Like, how the lyrics go again?
Was
We're
that
not gonna put your
I
pants.
think no, it's fine. I think I should not. You know what it is? I let go of those songs, and I'm like, it's
No,
almost
we're
like
not gonna put
they're.
your pants spot, So
But
me
yeah,
I
there was
say,
a song that I wrote about confidence and stuff. That
no?
that was
so me I
that
say,
song.
even if one of your early songs, the earliest song where you can remember.
Like
So
I was like, don't give up your pride now. Keep your head up high now. All you need is cooperation and participation.
man,
This is our island, island of Jamaica. Let's get it together. Something like that. It's a
oh,
big, big world for
man.
you and me. But without self confidence, you can never reach nowhere.
Oh, wow,
People out there may play with your mind.
mad,
Something like that.
mad,
Them
mad.
up, you know.
So first, so make we fast forward to the first release now, when people outside of your comfort zone actually got to hear their song, like hear Natesha, like what was that particular song, and what was that experience like for you when you actually got a release, where release outside of your what you call it, your inter, what you call it, man, me just say it a while ago, your internal circle,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean,
Like
like,
outside your element.
yeah, outside,
Right. You mean like a professional release, like
yeah.
Yeah.
how Hot Boy? Well,
Mhm.
actually, we didn't. We had to hold back on releasing, so it
Mhm.
didn't get to be released. Which is why I'm so happy that I'm doing this right now and I'm continuing on with the journey, because I didn't get a chance to finish up what I wanted to do at the time when I was doing it. So
Oh wow!
Mm.
So literally,
yeah, I waited this long, but
you were
it's
just kind
coming.
of honing your craft. You were honing your craft from them time there till now, which actually makes sense, because by the time you actually drop your first release, you did well season.
Correct.
Wow,
Mm.
wow.
Mm.
So your first release was when?
My first release was in 2019. Is that right?
So roughly 4 years ago. Um, And even though, like me said, music did call you from a longer time, whatever happened in between them time there, they kind of like draw you back from doing it if you do. Fast forward to 2019 now, what made you feel like you were ready at that particular time?
Because I felt like I was naturally talented. I didn't have to do too much rehearsing. It was just natural, like. So I feel like I wanted the world to hear me, like, hear me out. I'm up next. I feel like I'm up next, and then I need to be heard because I have a lot of materials that I want to let out into this world for them to, you know, take
And,
on, so
and
to speak.
what was that song, and where was that song recorded?
So the song was called Reasons, and I recorded that song someplace in Jersey. I think it was in Hoboken that I recorded that song, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm.
Mm-hmm.
And when you drop it, was there a campaign behind it, or you kind of just did put it out there for just kind of see what it could have did do a fight owner? Were you targeting certain markets, and what was the response from that particular song when you drop it?
I didn't really target anybody. I just put it out for everybody to hear. Like you said, just put it out and see, let the world decide. So it was doing good. It did some numbers on Spotify.
Mad.
And a lot of people loved it because I got a lot of people, I made some sales off it, put it that way. Like some people, purchase it and stuff off of Amazon. And I got a lot of support. I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of support.
So at this point, you're an official artist.
Of course, yeah.
You're doing songs, and even though the music had been calling you from a longer time, you officially embarked on your journey at 2019. So, what was your next move after Reason?
My next move after Reason, I think it was Body. Yeah. Yes.
Listen, man, like trust me, for you, for you did that one as long as you were, it speaks volumes because
Thank you.
some people as artists and even as management sometimes, I call it mismanagement. Them basically say, oh, my artist bad. And I think for their road and right there. You know what I mean?
And all your songs you wrote your own songs?
Yes.
Or you write all your songs. So
Yeah.
not only vocally talented, but you're a writer as well.
A writer as well, correct.
So people, we are gonna drop that bad song right now.
Sick.
You know what I mean? One of the first song, actually the first song when Natesha ever released. And it's called Reasoning. What name? Reason?
Reasons.
And we're upon a live reasoning right now. At least reasons. Yeah.
I never thought that things would happen this way. Never in a million years. How could my man just betray me like that? After all the things we've been through together, I was a fool to think that you're the one who loves you, never do you wrong. It's clear as crystal you got other plans. I guess the plan was to leave me. Boy, you deceive me. Tell me why? Why did I fall in love? Be a fool in love. Tell me why? I guess I'm not used to love. You betray my love. Lately you're doing some sneaky things, not coming home on time. Can't explain where you've been. I think it's best for us to move on. Can't keep things on the low. Everyone's gonna know. In my heart I know you're not the one. The one who loves you, never do you wrong. Boy, you change. I don't know who you are. I can't believe we made it this far. Baby, why?
No, that saga serious. That saga serious. No, that saga really serious. That saga sound like she single out somebody and she said, boy, me I gonna write one song, boy. Me need to know the backstory behind this song, because that song that sound like a make-up story. But were you actually singing about a particular situation that
I feel like, yeah, I can say it was a little bit of both. Just,
okay.
From community-wise, seeing what goes on in the community when you grow up, in certain place and you see how women get treated, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like putting myself in people's position as well. But I've gone through some stuff too. I'm not gonna lie.
No, bad song.
Yeah, man, thank
you. And that was written by you.
Yes.
No, the melody and everything, it did it.
Yeah, not the
Nice.
the creativity too. The
Yes.
creativity is sick.
Yes.
Mother.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Creativity
Yes.
is sick.
Yes. So I mean, like me say, you venture out for your journey a good three, I go all up in a 4 years, I know. You know what I mean? It like me say, you're born in it, you're born on it, the whole, regime, grandfather, mother did give fear support. Daddy was an artist. Uncle was a sound owner. You know what I mean? And you were kind of a late bloomer by some people's standards, but you do the thing. I know. How did you capture the attention of the likes of a Mr. Easy, somebody who already did establish it wouldn't did make much sense for him even say him a do a song with you because at the end of the day him is Mr. Easy. So it only gonna make sense if you do the song with him. So like how did you capture his attention and get pan a song with Mr. Easy or get Mr. Easy pan a song with you?
So I reached out to him through social media,
Mm-hmm.
and he took a listen, and he just fell in love with the vocals. He loved
Wow.
the song, and it was like, yeah,
Wow.
you got it. So
Mm.
well, big up yourself, Mr. Easy, every single time.
I can't understand why, because I mean your voice is phenomenal.
Thank you.
You have a really wonderful voice.
Thanks a
And
lot.
I mean, I don't know what's your quest, because I don't want to jump the gun again.
Mm-hmm.
So me that ask her sorry question, but
No, man,
uh,
say what
uh,
you say, man. Come in there, cause like me say, at the end of the day, me I do music from me idea me need. And Mr. Easy as somebody where me always look up to. Me I talk about from them there New York,
mhm,
till when them got Jamaica, till when
yeah.
them forward back, till when Sean Paul career rise. You know what I mean? So it's like there are so many artists who would have loved to have collaborated with Mr. Easy. And for you reach out to him pana what you call it, a social media platform,
Mhm.
and him respond, and not only respond, but actually do the collaboration, that speaks volumes within itself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm. On that note, is there any other artists that you have collab with, or would you like to collab with in the future?
Well, I want to tell you guys I have a collaboration with Beanie Man coming out soon. It's
Uh,
gonna be produced by Kemar McGregor.
Wow,
wow.
wow. Big producer, big artist,
Yes.
alongside big artist. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
you're putting your legwork.
Yes. So you guys are gonna see it. You're gonna see me again
So
very soon.
I noticed that you said your first single was released. Um you record in Jersey. Um have you been back to Jamaica to like do some legwork for what you are do, or is your primary focus like America at this point, or like how are you going about it?
Well, I've gone to Jamaica a couple of times to perform at some shows.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and yes, I was. I got some shows in Negril. I performed at the what's it called again in Negril? This oh my God, I can't remember its name. What is this place? It's like a big place in Negril. I don't remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called again? It has
You
like
have
the
to bust
ocean.
your brain, man. I mean, for you say you're
Why
going
am I
to
not
do.
remembering this? But yeah, I did some shows in Jamaica. I performed at Margaritaville. I don't know if you know Margaritaville in Montego Bay.
Yeah, man, me know
Mm.
about my.
Yeah, I performed there as well too. So I did
Mm.
some stuff.
See, so
What about US? You perform anywhere?
In the US, I've performed in the US too. A lot of people invite me in places where they're keeping like their get together or whatever the case is, and they might ask me to come through and touch the mic. And even at weddings, I got invited to perform at weddings as well. So a lot of stuff here and there, you know.
what's the response like from Hot Boy right now?
Hot Boy is everybody loves Hot Boy right now that's heard it. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the world hasn't heard it yet, the whole world. I want obviously not, but I want everybody to hear the song because the song is about tune, and I feel like we can all relate, like you were saying earlier. both on both sides. You know what I mean? So it speaks volume to everybody. Everybody can relate to it. So
Well,
yeah.
you definitely have some heavy hitters getting behind the song because I seen Lava endorsing it and
Oh
anybody
yes,
who,
I forgot. Big up yourself, Lava.
yeah man, anybody who is anybody who know Lava, know Lava now go really endorse nothing where not relevant to Wagwan. We heard the song, like me say, just to be able to solidify a spot on a song with Mr. Easy is one thing, but for you to get Mr. Easy on one of your song is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely. Thank you.
that's a great thing. So what does what can we look forward to from Natesha in the future?
So in the future, I feel like I said earlier, I am up next.
Mhm.
That's just how I feel. Like I'm working very hard. You guys are gonna hear from me again, and the Beanie Man collaboration is gonna be dropping soon. So look out for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, a lot of great things. Just look out for a lot of great things. I'm on the grind. I'm on the grind.
Any other collab other than Beanie Man coming up?
I have some collabs that I have in mind, but I don't want to speak on it yet until we, come to an agreement and
Well,
start talking.
I know
But
one
follow
thing.
me on Instagram so that way I'm always on there posting stuff.
I know one thing. I know one thing. If Sean Paul was one of the people that may inspire you to kind of do a song, somebody, Sean Paul, if you're out there, a manager, Paul, or whosoever, underneath the link the lady up because when her name in the lights and when she out there do her thing, you know what I mean? Me no want Sean come.
But hold on. Collab with Beanie Man speaks so much volume
Yeah,
by
of course,
itself.
of course.
Absolutely.
Not,
Remember when
and
we
Mr. Easy.
yeah,
They
Of
speak
course.
volumes by
yeah.
itself.
Yes.
So right now, Natesha
Them
do her
need
thing.
it. Them need
All
it.
right, so you said
Them need to look out.
all right. So two things I want to ask you. So you said them used to call it Lucky.
That's my name.
The Lucky concept come about. Like the part they go.
Well, I'll tell you a story. So so from what I heard, my mom, when my mom was pregnant with me, she was told by somebody that you were gonna have a girl. Somebody just saw her and said you're having a girl and she's gonna be very lucky. You should call her Lucky. So everybody started calling me Lucky from I was in the home.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got the name from a very, very young place.
So is your birthright Natesha?
Natesha is my name, my birth name, but
Okay.
nobody calls me Natesha in my family or friends. Nobody.
So
Everybody is Lucky, like nobody knows me as Natesha except for now.
I mean, Lucky. I haven't heard a female artist by the name of Lucky. So, with people calling you Lucky and the significance behind the meaning of the name Lucky, why did you not choose to gravitate to Lucky opposed to what your birth name is?
Well, I wanted to be Lucky, but then there was Lucky Charms, and I'm like, I can't take it's gonna be a lot of bullying with my name.
They're magically delicious.
I don't want to be bullied with my name. No, I'll just stick with Natesha or my middle name or something. Yeah, and I just remember, it just came to my thought. It was Ritz Cafe in Negril that I performed.
Ritz
Sorry
Cafe.
to jump back.
Mad. So you there make a rounds,
You could have make your name Lucky Tisha.
Yeah.
Lucky Tisha.
Lucky Tisha. That's to the body now.
Yeah.
That's to the body now.
Lucky Tisha.
That's to the body still.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. I'll think about it.
Yeah. It's bad. So, like I said, people, you can look forward to the Beanie Man collaboration. Other collaborations that we don't want to mention right now because they're not confirmed. You know what I mean? Obviously, the singer right now, Hot Boy, Body is out also, which is endorsed by Lava himself. And from Lava say I think bad, it bad. From Overall say I think bad, it bad. You know what I say? So man them, are you currently doing any dub plates?
Yes, I'm doing some dub plates. In fact, I have some recordings tonight too.
All right, well, you should have told me that because before you left the live here tonight, we need a live overall setting dub plate.
All right, no problem, man.
Ready when you're ready, you know.
Boy, get the work and him couldn't manage it. Come and tell me how much in me body. But me say, hot boy, be stiff on it for your 3 hours. And if you can't manage it, boy, run, go take a shower. A long time I did I eyes you. But me know you did I eyes me too. And from the day you feel it, you just get dismissed. Coming up on your distress. And me say, enough boy out there, them are going like them hot. Can't do the work, then get your back past man. Need a man in my life, it do the work right. Get you one night and a fight, you a fight. Boy, I get the work and him couldn't manage it. Come and tell me how much you need me badly.
Wow.
But me say, hot boy, be stiff on it for your 3 hours. Overall settings, can't do the work them waiting.
Blah, 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 blah. You hear that, people? Right, you know, the thing named Hot Boy, Mr. Easy, Natesha. We don't have no title for the one with Beanie Man yet, but Grammy
No,
Award
can't
winning
release that one yet.
artist, Grammy Award winning artist, whole heap of other collaboration, the horizon, you know what I mean?
Oh, they with Mr. Easy already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Natesha, tell them which part them can reach up on your social media, please.
Yeah, man, you can reach me on social, Instagram at Natesha World, and for those who want to support the artist song, you can go to natesha.hearnow.com. When you go there, it's gonna take you to all the platforms, and you can just click on the one of your choice, And thank you so much in advance for the support, as always.
We always are going to continue to support you. I'm going to tell you how far we are going to go out on a limb to support you. The world may know you as, well, your family may know you as Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The world may know you as Natesha. But you see, when you come over here, so, and Natesha settings your name.
No, man.
So that means to say, we are the ambassador for your brand. Anything where you send, come give it. If you see one bad artist over here, you feel like you want to sit in for the interview. If you want to sing with one bad artist, you know what I mean? Anything where you want to do, just make we know.
Cool.
And you already know he's a part of the family. So you already get first precedence.
Thank you so much.
Salute.
Lucky Tisha.
Thank you guys for having me. Big up yourself,
Lucky
Flair.
Tisha.
Big up
Lucky Tisha.
Lucky Tisha. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are Lucky Tisha
Alrighty.
settings.
Send Lucky Tisha go to school.
Big up Acclaim PR and big up Mr. Easy. Thank you so much for doing this with me. All right, big up yourself, Miss Overall Settings. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Thank you for being here with us on a Sunday evening.
No problem. Thank you.
Pick up yourself.
Yeah, man.
And remember, people, go over Natesha, aka Natesha Settings, aka Lucky Tisha.
So we get a new name.
I'm going to check out Hot Boy. I'm going to check out Body. And remember the catalog. I going to keep growing and growing and growing. This is a part of our legacy. So for the people that are there now, big up on yourself. For the people that are there 10, 20, 30 years from now, big up on yourself, said Speed.
All right, cool.
Natesha. Love, respect, and honor. Natesha Settings. Up.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Big up.